Yo, what up, broskis and broskis? It's your boy Gritchip coming to you guys with another FIFA 22 video. Now, this is not a squad builder. This is not an RTG. It's none of that. You guys already see the title of the video. The best tactics and formations that I've tried out. I'm not saying I'm a pro. I'm not saying this and that. The formations that I've tried out and the tactics that have worked for me is what we're going to be talking about in this video. So before we continue on though, if you guys aren't to the channel, click that subscribe button and also like the video. It does help my channel grow. Hopefully, if you guys can get us to 500 subscribers this year, by the end of this year, I would really appreciate that a lot. But let's just start off with the video already. Let's not make this video too long. So this is my main team. I feel like in the comment section, I feel like doing an RTG. But in the comment section down below, comment down if you guys want to see it. Because to be honest, I feel like just playing the game, not doing an RTG, rather just doing like squad builders, doing play reviews, doing videos like this about formations, tactics, about metas, about how to invest, and do stuff like that. I feel that would be the best way for me to grow as a YouTuber, just like that. And then later on doing RTG. But in the comment section down below, comment down what you guys think about that. So this is my main team, right? I've only used 4 formations. I've used the flat 4-3-3. Alright. I've used the flat 4-3-3. I've used the 4-4-2. I've used the 4-1-2-1-2. I've used the 4-2-2. And I've used the 4-2-3-1. So I've used 5 formations. And I've played with a couple of instructions and tactics like that. So with the defensive tactics that I got used to and I use in every single formation now is this: pressure on heavy touch, and that's it. Because this year in FIFA, I don't know what it is, but it already seems, even imbalanced in 50 depth, it already feels like your team is in drop back. It already feels like, I don't know what it is, because even some defenders, like some of my defenders that I use, like left backs and right backs, or like high medium and stuff, they still drop back. They still are going back, even your midfielders. So for some reason, your team already feels like drop back when it's balanced. So what is it? Pressure on heavy touch, because you're basically not touching the depth, because your teams are already going to be going back. So you don't want your team to go too back, because when you do recover the ball, it's going to take a while for your whole team to go forward. With width, I like it to have it 50 balanced, because I don't really like messing with it, because if you're too narrow, your team could get exposed out wide. If you're too wide, your team could get exposed through the lines. So I'd rather just say keep it 50-50 with your depth and width in defensive. But I'd rather have pressure on heavy touch, because you could have it on pressure after possession loss. But at this point of the game, with your team not having that much stamina, your team's literally going to be dead like the first half. And then in constant pressure, the same exact thing as pressure after possession loss. Drop back. With your depth already in 50, it already feels like you're drop back. So why would you put drop back on top of a drop back? That just makes no sense. You could put balanced. I mean, that's what I started with. Obviously, when I played the game, when I was just playing with it and not touching anything. Balance is pretty good. But for me, pressure on heavy touch is better, because you still have that drop back effect. But on top of that, if your opponent touches back, or they run, if your opponent takes a bad touch, or even if your opponent runs back, right? So say your opponent has the ball in the half of the field, right in the center of the field. If they turn backwards towards their defenders and like walk or sprint back, your team's gonna press every single time. So it's just like a secure way to press, right? Because the press is only gonna be when your opponent takes a bad touch. So like that, he's either going to have to do some magical pass or do some magical skill move, or they're going to have to lose the possession, which most of the time they lose possession. And also when they're running backwards. So when they're running backwards, again, they're most likely going to lose possession, because they're going to be passing backwards. So pressure on heavy touch for me is the best tactic defensively. And then offensively, forward runs, easy. Not even close, easy. Balanced is okay, but obviously you want to have a specific one for you. Possession is not really a thing this year, because Well, possession. Let me take that back. Possession is a thing this year, right? That's why you have a lot of heavy strikers. Just there's so much usable strikers nowadays, right? You could use heavy strikers, or you could use quick strikers, or you could use both of them and stuff like that. So possession is a thing. It's just not like how I like to play. I like to play quick. I like to do counterattacks, and I like to play quick football, right? Direct passing is basically fast build up from last year. That's literally what it is. Forward runs is way better for me, especially if you're playing with two strikers or if you're playing with wide players, which every single formation has that. Forward runs is gonna be best because if you have a left mid and right mid and two strikers, you have four players going in straight runs forward. If your opponent has four defenders, you have four players running forward. It's just a 1-2 away from getting in behind. If you have two strikers, you have one player to get in behind while the other one holds the play and does a through ball. And then the build-up play for me, slow build-up is the same thing as possession. I don't really like playing like that. Fast build-up is pretty good, but for the way I play, long ball. I think long ball is the perfect for forward runs because with the long ball, with forward runs is going to make your team run forward, right? Your midfield, your forwards are going to make them run forward towards the opponent's defense. If you have long ball, it's going to make them do those runs more consistently, and it's going to make them do those runs more aggressively. So you might just have the ball, just looking for a through ball. Then you're just going to have one of your players just run just aggressively towards them. So I think that's why it's perfect. The width is at 65. I actually was playing with this 55 width. The reason being, when you look at this, right? So if you look at my team, the yellow dots, if you go more, obviously it goes more wide. The reason why I like 55 is when you look at the map, I'm looking at the left mid and the right mid. They literally go directly towards, or they're literally the same exact line as what the blue dots are, right? Which is what's going to be the defensive, or how your opponent's team is going to be defensively. So when you do it like that, it just makes it super, super easy to be able to dribble away from that player, and then you're going to already have another player open. It makes your opponent's team more vulnerable to do like 1-2s and stuff like that. So I think 55 width is the best just because it's narrow, but it's not too narrow, but it's not too wide neither. It's a little bit balanced, but it's more towards like the narrow side, especially if you're in a narrow formation, like in a 4-2-3-1, a 4-1-2-1-2, a 4-3-1-2. This 55 width is literally perfect. Players in the box, I like to have 5 because with the formation that are kind of meta, or the formations that I've tried out, 2 strikers, 2 wingers, or 1 striker, the 3 cams, 2 strikers, 1 cam, have one of your midfielders get in there too. So I like to have it 5 players in the box. You could have it as 4, but I'll say keep it as 5. Corners and free kicks, irrelevant. You look at the instructions, every single wing back, left back, right back, stay back while attacking, nothing else. CDM, cut passing lanes this year is overpowered. Stay central or cover central and stay back while attacking. And that's with, even if you have 2 DMs, I like to have it like that. If you're playing a 4-1-2-1-2 with 2 center mids or a cam, one of them has stay back while attacking and cover center, while the other one is just balanced cover center. And then for your striker, I usually just have one as balanced and then the other one as getting behind. If you have 1 striker, I just keep it in balance. I don't touch it. I don't put getting behind or nothing like that, because you want him to have a well balanced of being able to hold the play, but also being able to get in behind. So I like it like that. And that's just the tactics and formations, or tactics and instructions, I mean. So let's get into the formations. I've tried out 5 of them, as I said. So I want to tell you guys the top 3. So I use the 4-3-3. That's not in my top 3 at all. It's okay, but it's not what the meta. And then we go on to the other 4 that I've tried out: the 4-4-2, the 4-1-2-1-2, the 4-2-3-1, and the 4-2-2. I use the 4-2-2 to start off with my main team. I don't like it at all. It's I don't know what it is. It just feels weird. So my top 3 formations this year is the 4-4-2, the 4-1-2-1-2, and the 4-2-3-1. And I'll tell you it from number 3 to number 1. My number 3 would be the 4-4-2. Just because you don't really have the DM to sit in front of your defense, and you don't really have that cam to connect your midfield to your forwards. Just for that reason. But it's still a really, really good formation, especially with the tactics that I did show you guys right now. But yeah, 4-3-3, I'll put it in number 3. I mean 4-4-2, I'll put it in number 3. Number 2, I'll have the 4-2-3-1. This is the formation that I use for my main team. But the thing that I don't like about it is you don't have that second striker. It is really good in terms of defense, because obviously you have your 4 defenders, your 2 DMs that stay back while attacking. So you're going to be super, super secure to not be able to not get scored on. But you don't really have that 1-2 play. You don't have those 2 strikers that you're able to, do 1-2s with. You don't have that striker that's getting behind while the other one's holding up the play. You don't really have that. So, but it's still, again, as I said, it's still good, especially if you have 2 wingers or 2 wide cams that are quick and that could finish, because they get in behind really, really good, especially your cam. Your cam is really, really good. I have a squad builder coming out. Maybe, no, I think it already came out. I don't know if I'm going to upload the squad builder before this video or after. But you guys are going to see a squad builder. It's a Premier League squad builder. That's all I'm going to say. I had Calvert-Lewin as my cam. And you guys will see with the tactics and instructions how good he was playing. He doesn't even have good passing. And you're going to see how good he's playing. So the 4-2-3-1 is really, really good. But for me, the best formation out there is the 4-1-2-1-2. Because not only do you have your 2 center mids, but you have that midfielder that's able to connect your defense to your midfield. You have that cam that's going to be able to connect your midfield to your forwards. You have the 2 strikers that could play with each other. One could hold the play. One could get in behind. You have the... Let me just show you guys my 4-1-2-1-2 and how I play it, right? So this is the thing, but the instructions. Again, as I said, you want 1 midfielder that's defensive, stay back while attacking, cover center. You want 1 that's attacking, just cover center, and then you have you want your cam to stay forward, because if you have, even if you're high medium, your cam is high medium work rates, they're still gonna drop back and they're gonna go to the left mid position. I don't know what it is, but in a 4-1-2-1-2, if you don't have your cam as stay forward, they always go to the left mid. I don't know what it is. So you have to have stay forward on them so they could stay in that position, but also be in a position so they could go attacking once you recover the ball. And then it's the simple. Have 1 as balanced, have 1 as getting behind. But that's pretty much it for today's video. Those are my tactics and formations. Again, as I said, I'm a Division 7 player. This is what works for me. And I'm not saying I'm the best or nothing like that. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy and it was helpful, I would really appreciate if you click that like button and also subscribe. In the comment section down below, not in the comments, in the description down below, I'm gonna have every single thing I have to make a video, from my mic to the PC to the editing, so to everything that I use from a video. So you guys want to make YouTube videos or whatever, if you guys want to try out what I'm using, in the description, I'm gonna have the links down below so you guys can try it out for yourselves. But that's pretty much it for today's video. It's been your boy Gritchip. I'll be back in the video, guys. Take care. Peace out.
But I'm on the road to riches. Dollar signs on my license plate. They want supporting us. Fuck you, and I mean that shit in the nicest way. Slide back to back like night and day. Got hot shit like a fireplace. Right